Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Lovers card. Now before that, you'll have to forgive the floaty t-shirt, the hum of the fan in the background, and my current melting situation. It is very hot here in the UK, so I apologize for the state of me, but needs a must, right? So your Lovers card as the key to the week suggests that partnerships, connections, collaborations of all kinds are going to be really important this week. What it also suggests is that in all of these key areas of your life, there is going to be a choice that needs to be made this week. Remember, one of the deepest messages of the Lovers card, it's not just about love and relationships, it's actually about needing to make a choice. And it tends to be one that we feel in the heart space. It can be sometimes difficult, right? Sometimes having to choose itself is the hard part, right? It's not the options that are available to us. It's just that, you know, sometimes when we choose one option, it means the other one has to go away. For your, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, I'm blowing up here. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Six of Pentacles. So the first thing that I see here as a, you know, my tarot sort of nerd brain, the first thing that I see here is the Lovers card is the number 6, and the Six of Pentacles is also the number 6. Two sixes represents balance or irritability, and in this case I feel that it really does represent balance. However, the actions and options being the Six of Pentacles, this is a choice about what you're going to invest in. Whether this is a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's, you know, literally an actual investment, there's something here that suggests you are either expected to put money into something, or maybe another resource like your time or your attention, or maybe items that you own, right? There's something this week that looks like is being asked or required of you. Now, the other thing here as well, because it's with the Lovers card, it's like the choice that you're being asked to make this week when it comes to your actions and options is, where are you willing to put into something? It's like, really, I think that the deepest question that you're being asked this week is, do you believe enough in this thing, this person, this situation to invest in it? Whether that's your time, your money, your attention, your effort, your resources, whatever it might be. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Page of Pentacles. New ideas, new endeavors are being called into your life at this moment in time. Remember, the Page of Pentacles can be a vocation, but it can also be something that we do or have done in a small way now becomes really much more important to us. The Page of Pentacles with the Lovers card, this is about you choosing to go in a new direction when it comes to your work, your profession, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your resources. There's a lot of really, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, there's a lot of really different and new and possibly very exciting things that are being maybe required or brought into your life in some way, which could be great. The thing with the Page of Pentacles as well as a communications card, a lot of your communications or your conversations this week are very practical in nature. This is about you asking the questions. Does it do what it says on the tin? Is this going to give me the results that I'm looking for? What is it going to cost me? There's a lot of really practical attention to detail that is coming up through your conversations this week. Because you've got the Six of Pentacles here as well as your actions and options, there's a lot of really looking at where the balance point is between things. All right, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I think for a lot of you, you might be looking at changing your course of studies. Is this practical? Is this going to be able to give me a job once I get out of school? If it doesn't, maybe some of you this week will be deciding to go in a new direction. For those of you that are, sorry, I'm melting. For those of you that are employed by somebody else. This could literally be maybe you changing directions for your career in a way that you hadn't anticipated, or maybe at a speed that you hadn't anticipated up until now. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, like for me, honestly, this is a really different or a really decent new understanding of how you're going to do things moving forward. The reason I say this is because the Page of Pentacles is like you're bringing things into your business that are somewhat experimental. These might be things that you've really enjoyed, but you haven't really tested them out as a roadmap. And it's like you're bringing them in. And it's not, consequences be damned. It's just like, you know what? I've always wanted to incorporate this in what I do. It feels like the right move. I don't know if it is, but we're going to see. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this week, I will say that yours is going to be the voice of reason, and you might be called upon to speak on something that maybe you don't feel is kind of your business. If you're being invited to talk about it or you're being asked for your opinion is valid, and yours might be the one that everybody needs to hear. Now, that being said, there are two things here that show up for me. The Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles all have a feel to me, not totally, but this card definitely, to a lesser degree this one, but these are very much about the neck and the throat and the voice. And then you've got the Gemini card, which is the Lovers, which is Gemini ruled, which is all about communication. There's something here that suggests communication, conversations, collaborations, and the way that you're speaking or interacting on that communicative interpersonal level is really, really important this week. For your love and relations, you've got the Tower card. Okay, so this with the Lovers card, for those of you that are single, I wouldn't be surprised if you meet someone this week that smacks you between the eyes. Tower card, right? You're not going to see this coming. You're not going to, you just won't see this person coming. They might even, maybe when you look at them, they're not even your usual type. But all of a sudden, you're smitten. You got the love bug. You have no idea why. And, you're having to make a decision. For those of you that are partnered or married or in a long-term commitment, doesn't necessarily mean the end of your relationship, I think. What I do feel, though, is that this is one of you, maybe one of your incomes is changing, one of your jobs is changing. Something about the relationship on a practical material level is about to shift. And I think this is you anticipating that. But it could be, I don't want to say like a blessing in disguise, because it's not that. When we say a blessing in disguise, a lot of the time that's like, oh, I know this is really crap, but it's a blessing in disguise. And 9 times out of 10 it is. That's the whole message behind the Tower, right? Is like when the Tower is falling, it's awful. You're like, okay, my whole world is falling apart right now. But in hindsight, once the dust settles and the rubble clears, you're like, you know what? Actually, that was the best thing that could happen. But there is a big realization in the relationship, and it looks like it has a practical sort of element to it. For your money and materials, you have the Magician card. Are you ready to make new money? Are you ready to make your money in new and exciting ways, in something or on something or with something that you have previously mastered? The reason I say this is because for some of you, it looks like you're transitioning out of one thing and into another. The other thing with the Magician card as well, when it comes to money, this is about making money from something that you are bloody good at, something that you're innate sort of, I don't want to say energy, but something that you're maybe something that you're really good at that you aren't even using at this point. It also suggests that you're making money from this week from something that you have already mastered. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Magician card is great because it suggests that if you are interacting with any healthcare professionals, you are interacting with people that are experts in their field. So if you're seeing a doctor, if you're seeing a surgeon, if you're seeing a nurse or a chiropractor or whatever this person is, they are the best that you could have at this moment in time, which is great. And then when it comes to your home and environment, the Magician card basically says that there's a lot of change coming to the home front, with one person maybe picking up more of the slack if you're partnered, or with maybe your own career and energies and everything else elevating to the point where you're actually very much comfortable with self-sufficiency. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week this week. It looks like you will, even with the Tower card here. With that Magician card in the mix as well, though, for those of you that are single, I really do feel whoever this person is that comes in for you this week, you won't see them coming. And by the time they show up, you will have been bitten. Cupid would have shot you in the ass with the arrow, basically. So, very exciting. With that said, have an amazing week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.